Hi guys, long time no see. I'm not going to do a formal introduction today because I don't know, I think we've moved past that aspect of YouTube. I don't know. It's my first day back. I don't know. Anyways, I am going to be updating you guys on my life and then just kind of getting ready while I do that so that you're not just sitting here staring at me ramble forever. So first things first, I am in a new house. I don't know if you guys can tell too much really, but I am in a new house. We moved in July of 2024 and we kind of moved out to the outskirts of town and we love it. Our house is much bigger. We have a yard finally for the dogs. We weren't expecting to move because we really wanted to renew our lease on our last house, which was a townhome, but it was really perfect. Location was really good. School system was really good. It was big enough for the four of us, sorry. It's big enough for the four of us. And we really liked our townhome a lot. And the owners, we were only renting it. And so the owners, after a year, did not want to renew our lease because they wanted to sell the townhome. And we did not want to buy it because we don't want to buy a townhome. We'd much rather buy a house. So yeah, now we live here. I'm no longer working. I'm back to being a stay-at-home mom, which I absolutely love. It was in order to help my husband with his business and his work. It was just easier if I was home with the kids and he could focus on growing his business. And it has paid off so much. Because initially I really didn't want to leave my job. I loved the people I worked with. I loved the people I worked for. I liked kind of having that independence back because when you're a stay-at-home mom, you really do lose yourself in being a mom, and it's almost like, yeah, I'm living for my children, but like I don't have an identity outside of them. And that's something that almost, I mean, I'm not going to say almost all, but a lot of stay-at-home moms deal with is losing their identity and losing like themselves within being mothers. So yeah, so back to being a stay-at-home mom. My daughter is in school. My son will start school next year. He is 5 currently, but he turned 5 after the dates that he would have started kindergarten. So he would have been in K4 this year, and he's never been at home by himself like his sister has. So we decided not to put him in K4 and just let him have the bonding time with me and Dad, because me and Dad are both at home, which is great. Which is another thing that's worked out in our favors with quitting. So he'll start school next year, which we're excited about. I don't know if I ever updated you guys on this, but in 2023, I had a breast cancer scare. I had found a lump in my breast and I knew about it for a year, about a year. And I didn't tell anybody about it. I wasn't too concerned about it because it didn't hurt or anything. So I wasn't like too concerned about it. I probably should have been concerned about it, but didn't talk to anybody about it. Not even my husband, not my parents, nobody. And then it started getting tender and I brought it up to my husband and I was like, so I have this lump in my boob. And at the time we didn't have health insurance. And I was like, I really don't want to get it checked out. I'm not like super scared about it. And my husband was like, you are out of your mind. You're going to the doctor. I don't give a crap how much it costs. I don't care what we have to do. You're going to the doctor and getting this checked out. So I go to the doctor. So my doctor was like, yeah, we're going to go send you for a mammogram. This is kind of concerning. It's definitely a lump and it's kind of large. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. cool. And when I got that news, I remember going home and like driving home and crying because like it started to set in like, what if this is something more than I think it is? And that was scary. So I scheduled my mammogram, went in for my mammogram. They did a mammogram and they did 2 mammograms and 3 or 4 different ultrasounds within one appointment. And then finally the radiologist talked to me and he was like, we can't tell what this is. It doesn't match any of the markers of like being benign. It doesn't match anything that we wouldn't be concerned about. It was too abnormal. And so he was like, we're going to do a biopsy. Absolutely terrifying to hear that. And I had to be alone because men are not allowed in like past the like waiting room doors when you're getting a mammogram. Anyway, so I'm back there by myself, getting mammograms, getting ultrasounds, and then finding out that I have to have a biopsy. Absolutely the scariest thing I have had to go through as a woman, like as an adult. 100%. It was absolutely terrifying. And then I had to wait a week for my results. My results came back, it was benign, and I was ecstatic because the week that I had to wait was so terrifying and so much like doubting like what was going to happen, what would happen to my kids, what if my kids have to be motherless, what if I have to have surgery, like what, like thinking the worst things. And it was just truly like terrifying to go through. And at the same time, my husband was in the process of losing his grandfather to cancer. And my husband ended up being the caretaker to his grandfather for a year while he battled cancer. And that was also really hard. And it was happening at the same time of me finding out whether or not I had cancer. And it was just a lot at the time. It was so much. And I had actually gotten my results the day of my husband's grandpa's funeral, which was extremely bittersweet because like how could I be so happy for myself and be so sad for my husband going through this and his family and mourning his grandfather. So it was a lot. The whole thing, it was a lot. I don't know if I ever updated you guys on that. If I did, I'm so sorry for repeating the story. Unless you're new here, then cool, you just learned something new about me. I will say, in this time period that I've been off of YouTube and off of social media, I have really struggled and not working. I really struggled with like finding love and creativity again because I have really wanted to get back to doing this for like over a year now, and I've talked about it with my husband and he's very encouraging about it, but like I don't know, I just have this irrational fear that like it's not gonna go the same way it did when I first started this journey. I don't know, like something has been holding me back. And I've been trying to fall in love with the idea of being creative again and doing social media because I really do enjoy it. I really do love the fan base. I really love you guys. I really love the support I get from you guys. I really love the encouragement that I give to you guys, and just being somebody who is there for people that, I don't know, need me in some kind of way, shape, or form, or who benefit from watching me. And like, whether that be like learning something new about makeup or learning something new about self-worth and having acne and being an acne girly and going through the struggles of that world. So yeah, so I've been contemplating this for quite some time, but I think I finally got the courage to do something about it because we kind of got like all of these new things. My husband gifted me with all these new things to get me started and to like get me back into this, which was this new camera, which I'm hoping is going well. I think it is. I can literally watch the playback on my phone and on the camera itself, but yeah, it's just pretty cool. And then he also got me a new iMac, so that I can edit and do all that. Got me a new vanity, a new mirror. Like, he really just gifted me with all these things to like encourage me getting back into this space. And I absolutely love that about him. Like, he really does want me to live out my dreams and encourages me to do so. And I think it's a lot easier for him to like be so supportive now because he's kind of living out his dreams and he's accomplishing things that he never thought he would, but he's killing it with what he does. So yeah, I've gotten kind of lost. I've lost a lot of myself and like kind of just dreaming about coming back to this world and not really doing anything about it. And I think I'm ready. I'm ready to do something about it. That being said, my content might change up a bit because I am not really like crazy doing makeup all the time anymore. I am a mom. I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. Also, my babies have gotten so much older. I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I'm a wife. And we both, like I said, we were both at home. My husband's capable of doing his business from home. So we're both at home, which is actually amazing because we get to spend so much more quality time together, which is my love language. And so it's really bonded our relationship a lot more than it did when either of us were working outside of the house. Our relationship's a lot stronger and like healthier. And the bonding time that we get as a family with our kids is a lot more healthy. And we're just really, really blessed in that aspect to be able to both be at home with our kids and provide a life for them that we probably never would have imagined had we not had the opportunities that we had. But my content is not going to be based around makeup too much. It's probably going to be here and there, like get ready with me esque type things, because I don't know, like that's what I love to do. Like I love get ready with me's. But like in-depth makeup tutorials will be like a little bit more in between. They're not going to be like so constant, but I want to shift my content into kind of lifestyle stuff if you guys are willing to watch that. If you're here for makeup and you're here for acne stuff, obviously I'm going to keep that up. I just don't know to like what extent, but I really want like a lifestyle. Like I want to take you guys around with me. I want you guys to see like just the everyday life that we live. I don't necessarily want it to be a family channel type thing. I do want it more focused on like me because I don't want to exploit my kids. I don't know, the internet's a scary place for kids. I want to keep them safe. So it will be more so like revolved around me. You may see them here and there, but I do still want to do like one, maybe like one makeup video and like one lifestyle video a week, so that we keep it balanced. And also I still want to do like foundation Fridays or full coverage Fridays, because way back when I got in trouble for saying foundation Friday and I was copying somebody and blah, blah, blah. I really wasn't. I had never heard of it, but anyways, full coverage Fridays. I would really like to keep doing that too. I should have did this with a brush first. So maybe like a lifestyle mixed in with some makeup. Also, I want to talk to you guys about my skin because I've been gone so long. My skin has gone through so much in the time frame that I have been gone, man. You don't even know the half of it. I'm going to post some pictures though. This is what my skin looked like before my skin now. It was really, really bad. It was super inflamed. I had bumps everywhere. I had gotten a facial that absolutely destroyed my skin in 24 hours. I'm not even kidding. And then I couldn't get rid of it for months. And then I was scared to go back to get facials for a few months. And yeah, it was really, really, really bad. Really bad. Really bad. And then I was able to clear my skin up, started getting facials again, and then this is what my skin looked like after, because it doesn't look like what it looks like now, but this is what it looked like after. And the main product that I will suggest to anyone who deals with acne that I use to clear up my skin as well as I did is, 1, do not use an oil cleanser. If you are acne prone, your skin probably absolutely despises oil. At least mine did. But the one product that I used that I absolutely loved and will recommend over and over and over again is the Dr. Dennis Gross retinol serum. I'll put a picture of it right here. This is what it looks like. It is pricey. It's under $100, but it's close to $100, so it is pricey. It is an investment. But when I tell you, this stuff completely changed my skin. It changed the texture of my pores. It changed my breakout patterns. It changed my dark spots. It literally did what Retin A or tretinoin did to my skin. Like, it worked just as well as Retin A or tretinoin, but it didn't dry my skin out. It made it glowy, it made it soft, it made it supple, and it helped it retain moisture. Before, my skin was so dry. And when I started using it regularly, I went to my esthetician and she was like, oh, we don't need to focus on hydration anymore. Your skin feels really, really good. And this was before it was like fully cleared or anything. She was just like, you don't need to focus on hydration anymore. And I was like, oh, haven't heard that in like, I don't know, several years. It's literally one of the biggest game changers I've ever found in skincare. And I have tried everything under the sun, and I had to stop using it, which is why my skin is kind of broken out now. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but in person you can. I have breakouts all along my neck. I have breakouts on my chest, and my acne is kind of returning back to normal. So what I've realized is that my skin really does need retinol. It just benefits from retinol the most out of any skincare ingredient. So when I can return to it, awesome. I don't know if I said why I can't use retinol right now, but I can't use retinol. And the reason is because I'm pregnant. Yay! I am pregnant. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know this. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know what I'm having. But yeah, I'm expecting, and I will show you guys my bump. I'm 19 weeks, which is basically halfway for me because I will have another C-section. I had C-sections with both my children. I'll have another C-section, and it'll be scheduled at 39 weeks. So it will be sooner than 40 weeks. So I don't have to get to 20 technically to be halfway. I'll be 20 weeks on Friday. Today's Monday. But you'll probably see this on Wednesday, hopefully. But yeah, I am pregnant and I'm 19 weeks. Baby's already moving all day long, a lot, kicking all the time. You can't feel it outside my belly, but you can. I can feel it. I can feel it. I know what I'm having already. He does have a name. I'm not going to tell you guys his name. It's going to be saved for birth. So when I do a birth announcement, we'll reveal his name, but he does have a name already. He has a name and a nickname already, and we call him his nickname more than we call him his actual name. So I'll show you guys my bump because I do have a bump. Okay, so here's the bump. Here's the bump. None of my shirts fit me, so yeah, this is what he's looking like. He's gonna be here in July. His due date is July 12th, but he'll probably be born earlier than that. So it is a boy. But yeah, like I said, I turned 30. Woo woo. She's getting old. Not really. 30 is still so young. Everyone likes to be like, oh, 30 is so old. Oh, my 20s are ended, and oh, this is so sad, blah, blah, blah. And no, I have a completely different outlook. I do not think 30 is old at all. I think 30 is still incredibly young. I also feel still incredibly young. Like, I don't feel like I'm in my 30s. I don't think 30 is old at all. But it's very cool that I am 30. I do want to continue talking about skincare. So if you want to see my current skincare routine, I had to stop using retinol. So my skin is kind of reverting back to what it was, which sucks. But if you want to see my skincare routine, let me know. Let me know. I do have screenshots of what my skincare was when it was like peak, when it was like doing its absolute best. So if you want to see that, let me know, and I'll show that to you. I'm going to finish up my makeup so I stop rambling really quickly. And then when I'm done, we'll finish talking, I guess. I mean, yeah. Okay, I'm back before my makeup's done. I forgot to tell you guys about something. So, like I said, my daughter started school this year. She goes to like actual school. She's not homeschooled. Lucky for us, this is like the worst flu season in South Carolina. We have like one of the highest records, or the highest number of cases in the US. In the US. So my daughter got the flu. She brought it home from school. She got really sick. Her immune system is fan-freaking-tastic, always has been since she was a baby. She's always had really strong immune system, and she got sick with the flu for 4 days, and then she was done. After that, she had no more fevers. She only had a cough left, and it was like a dry cough. It wasn't anything like horrible, anything she was suffering from. She wasn't lethargic anymore, no temperatures, no body shakes, no lethargicness. I don't know if that's a word, but she was on the mend after 4 days. Really 3 days, and then like the 4th day she had like a mild fever, but she was good. She was good to go. She was A1. So she got the flu. She gave it to me, obviously, because I was the one taking care of her mostly. I got the flu from her. I got the flu pregnant. Thought I was gonna die. I have never been so sick in my life. It was horrible. I don't know, I had COVID. COVID almost took me out too, but I wasn't pregnant during it. So I got the flu while I'm pregnant, and it was insanely horrible. It was so bad. And then on top of that, I kept like, okay, so the first 3 days I had a migraine, like an excruciating migraine, and I'm really stubborn and I didn't go to the doctor for it, when really I should have. But there's not much they can do for you if you have the flu and you're pregnant. There's like very minimal things that they can do for you, but they can monitor you, I guess, and whatever. Anyways, so I got the flu, and it was awful. And the first 3 days, like I said, migraine, insane migraine, really bad tiredness or fatigue, really high fever, like 102 was, I think, the highest I got, like 102.6. Body chills, I couldn't get warm at all, but I was sweating constantly. I felt like I was hit by a truck. What else? I was terrified for the baby. He was fine, but terrified for him. Yeah, could barely move. Like, it was horrible. I couldn't eat. I don't think I ate for like 4 or 5 days straight. I was only drinking water and having soup maybe every other day, like one thing of soup every other day. And then I would try to drink I would try to eat pineapples a little bit here and there. And then drinking pineapple juice and coconut water so that I could stay hydrated with electrolytes. Yeah. And then on day four, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting better. This is great. I feel great. I feel like I just have a cold. I'm good. I'm like, yes, woo. And then that night I got an ear infection, a bad one in my left ear. Ear infection hits. Can't hear anything out of the ear. And then all of my flu-like symptoms come back. Fever is back. Body chills are back. Feel like I've been hit by a truck. Migraine is back. Cool. Day 5, I suffer so bad. My ear is in an extreme amount of pain. And then that night, day 5 night, it finally popped. And when it popped, just discharged so bad. It was so gross. Oh my gosh. Felt so, like, the pain of it felt better, but like it was just draining and draining and draining and draining. It drained for like 3 days. It was really, really nasty. And then day 6, I thought I was getting better again. I was like, woo, getting better. And then that night, another ear infection in my right ear. So I had a double ear infection now. And then all my flu symptoms came back. And this time around, they didn't ease up or go away until day 14. Lucky me. Lucky me. And then my son got sick when I was on day like 10, maybe 9 or 10. And my son got sick and he got the flu. And then my husband was like, you know, cuddling him and, oh, poor Bubba, poor baby, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, stop doing that. Don't love on him. Don't cuddle him. Don't do anything. Like, you're the only one who hasn't gotten sick in the household. Don't be around him right now. Leave him alone. Do you think he listened? Do you think this man listened to me? No, he did not. And he got the flu. He got the flu too. And he got really sick. And his flu... honestly, I was able to let him be in bed because I was at the end of mine and I was able to like be a normal person again, kind of. And so he kind of just stayed in bed, like isolated for 3 hours, or not 3 hours, for like 3 days. He was isolated, and then on his day 4, or maybe it might have been his day 3, honestly, he was getting better. And he was like, you know what? I think I'm at the end of this. I think by tomorrow I'll be good. Literally, those were his words. I think by tomorrow I might be good. So it might have been his day 4. And he went to take a shower. He took a shower. And I think he was watching sports or something. He was watching something on the TV. And he was like, I hear cackling in my chest. And so he had cackling in his chest. And I was like kind of brushing it off. Like I was like, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Like this is what happened to me. I got better and then I got worse. And then I got better and then I got worse. And then I got better and then I got worse. And he was like, within a couple of hours, like I would say like within like 2 or 3 hours, he was like, no, I think we might need to call an ambulance. And we live a few miles away from the ER. We live like 3 miles. I'm not even joking. 3 miles from the ER. It takes about 5 minutes to get to the hospital. And he just declined super fast and like scary fast. And I was like, if you want to go to the hospital, just let me know and I will take you to the hospital. And he's like, no, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. And then he's like, and then it got to be like 1 in the morning and he was like, no, I think I need to go to the ER. And so I was like, he's like, just call an ambulance. I was like, I can get you there quicker than an ambulance can get to our house and then get you back to the hospital. Let me just take you to the ER. And he's like, no, just call an ambulance, come on, an ambulance. And I was like, no, like seriously, I can get you there quicker than them coming and then going and yada yada. And so I ended up taking him to the ER. And he gets to the ER, they immediately see him, immediately bring him back. Didn't waste any time. He didn't have to wait, nothing. They immediately brought him back. And so that alone tells me it was a lot worse than I thought it was. And probably worse than he imagined it to be. Also, I have to preface this by saying he does have medical anxiety. Anytime he gets sick or anytime something happens to him, he kind of thinks that he's dying. And then he Googles it and Google says that he's got like 30 minutes and then he freaks out. And so he's always had a medical anxiety, like our entire relationship. And so a lot of the times I had to kind of talk him off the ledge, like, you know, some things you're freaking out about more than you should be freaking out about. And so that's kind of what happened this time. And I felt absolutely horrible for brushing it off because it was a lot. One of the things I'm about to tell you, it was a lot worse than we could have ever imagined. So they take him back and they do all these tests on him, chest x-rays, oxygen testing, blood work, all kinds of stuff. And he ended up having influenza A, which we already knew, we all had the flu. He had influenza A, pneumonia, and sepsis. Yeah. he had sepsis. Luckily we caught it when we did, because had we waited any longer, it could have turned into something a lot worse. I have an aunt who went into septic shock. She is now paraplegic. We have a friend who's only 34 who went into septic shock during Christmas, and she's finally home. She's a mom to 2. Her boys are both very, 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 very younger than my children. They're both very young. She went into septic shock, almost died, also now a paraplegic. So we know that sepsis can be an extremely scary, scary, scary situation. So he was positive for sepsis, and his resting heart rate was 153, like just sitting down like I am right now, doing nothing, 153. And then his oxygen level was 80. Had his oxygen level dropped any more, could have killed him, and his sepsis could have progressed. So this time around, I felt horrible for not taking him as serious as I should have. I should have taken him so much more serious. He ended up being admitted to the hospital that night. He didn't get to come home. And then he was in the hospital for 3 days. And it was terrifying, terrifying. He did finally get to come home. He's home. He was on bed rest for 10 days, but I think he ultimately did it for 14 because we just kind of wanted to be sure. But yeah, it was scary. It was scary. The nurses, when he came in, the nurses were like, "Oh my God, you're extremely sick for somebody your age," because he's only 33. So yeah, that was scary. He was on IVs, potassium, medications. I didn't get to go see him while he was in the hospital because I still had the flu. I actively still had the flu. I wasn't fully recovered yet. And my son still actively had the flu. So we didn't go to the hospital. We didn't want to like further, do anything. That was really hard. I really wanted to be in the hospital with him, and I didn't get the chance to be, and I felt absolutely horrible. And I don't know, a lot of praying happened. A lot of I love yous. I'm going to get better, yada, 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 like making sure he's going to be home. It was really sad, and it was really scary to go through, especially being pregnant and our kids being really, really young. It was, yeah, terrifying. But now we know that there is a vaccination for pneumonia, so best believe he will be getting that now. Possibly me too, but he for sure, because once you get pneumonia once, it is likely you will get it again, or it's a lot easier for you to get it again. That is what just happened, and it happened right after I bought all the stuff to start filming, and we were literally like right there getting ready to be serious about this and cheering me on and blah blah blah, and then the whole flu outbreak happened within our household, and it sucked. It was terrible. Okay, anyways, that is it. If there's any questions you have, let me know down in the comments, because if you have any questions about where I've been, or like the things I'm doing, or like anything you may have seen on social media, or I don't know, you just have questions. If you have questions, or you want to know any of the products that I just put on my face, just leave them down in the comments. I will get to them. But yeah, that is it for this video. Let me also know what you guys want to see in the future from me. If you do want to see more makeup videos, or you want to see foundation videos, please leave your foundation recommendations down there, because I am so clueless on like the makeup world, because I have the products that I have, and I've stuck to the products that I have for like 2 years now, and yeah, I kind of don't know what new foundations are out, or what foundations you guys want tested. I know there are 1,000,001, so if you want to see a foundation, please let me know. I will go grab it at the store, and I'll come test it for you. And then if you want to see anything else, let me know, because I feel like I'm going to need all of the recommendations for getting back here. I'm so happy to try to come back. And I promise you, I want to be so committed to this again. So fingers crossed this one sticks and we're back for good. And yeah, if you want to follow me on my socials, you can. Snapchat, Instagram, and I don't really get on Twitter, but TikTok will be down in the description. I don't have anything else to say, but I love you. I missed you. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. I didn't put mascara on. Why didn't y'all tell me I didn't put mascara on? I'm over here like, what is wrong with these pictures I'm taking? Because I'm trying to take a thumbnail picture. I don't have mascara on. I look naked. That whole, oh no, mascara trend, not for me. I look not alive if I don't have it. Like, I look like I don't have eyelashes. Like, do y'all see my eyes? No. Not doing it for me at all. I look normal now. Okay. Next time, tell me when I forget something, please. Pretty please. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Okay. Okay. Bye. Bye. Bye, guys.